Hey y'all. So today, as you guys know, is Wednesday Well Check. So at 1:30 we do a virtual well check offering, just to tap into how folks are feeling, offer some mindfulness and some somatic ways of releasing and being in restoration, and then reflecting on a release and let go prompt. But for today's Wednesday Well Check, I actually just wanted to do a well offering. And so really what's been coming up lately in office, y'all know that it is the season for seasonal affective disorder. We're going into the holiday season, and so for a lot of folks this is a very heavy time. It's a dark time, right? So seasonal affective disorder, winter blues, just thinking about the different spaces and places and people that you're navigating around this time, or just even navigating loss. And so what we have been talking about in office is coming up with scripts. So first thing, what we're doing is, y'all know that this is one of my favorite books. I love boundaries. We're always talking about boundaries. So Set Boundaries, Find Peace, which is a book that is written by Nedra Tawwab. She's also a clinical social worker. So, that's a double joy for me. But so what we've been doing in Set Boundaries, Find Peace is that we've been leaning into chapter 8, and chapter 8 is talking about trauma and boundaries. And then chapter 10, it addresses family. So navigating your boundaries around your family. This is the perfect time to get into that for the holiday season. So we're diving more into those chapters here in the office, but then also too developing scripts. So a lot of times when we're going through things and we have to go around family, folks can be real insensitive. When you having a baby, what happened to so-and-so? How you been holding up since, so-and-so left, or, since the loss? And not, folks want to be encouraging, but sometimes, folks can be insensitive, or you can just be overwhelmed and not ready to have conversations about the difficult things that you are carrying. The one thing that I love about scripts is that when you think about when you're navigating those challenging situations and folks are asking you how you're doing, your mind, your heart, your body, holistically, you are just thinking, seeing, feeling all of the things that are happening in that situation, and you can't always access your words. Or you end up oversharing, and then you feel vulnerable, you feel exposed, and you leave a situation feeling regret or feeling a level of guilt because you share some things that you would have held, closer to the chest. So what I like about scripts is that when you have scripts, it helps you to tell your truth in a way that still protects your peace. It protects where you are in your place of healing. And then it also kicks back some soothing and some comfort and some healing to you as you're saying that, right? So it's almost like it can become a mantra because you're saying these things over and over again. So what I want to do is just really provide you guys with a well offering. So we've been leaning into, like I said before, Set Boundaries, Find Peace. We're looking at chapter 8 for trauma and boundaries, and then we're looking at chapter 10 for families. And, for many of my folks, they are navigating a whole host of situations that may come up, conversations and experiences that may come up during those family gatherings. So like we said before, breakups, we're talking about grief of all kinds. We're talking about, death. It could be a situation where you may encounter a family member who you experience some level of sexual trauma with, and folks are wanting you to engage and you want to leave. And so what I want you guys to do is just take a look in the comments, and what I'm going to do is just provide you with some script starters or just some examples that may be helpful to you if this is something that you struggle with, so you can lean into those scripts. You can find ways to develop a script that speaks your truth, but it's also allowing you to be discreet and navigating where you are in your healing, or any kind of distressing situations that may be coming up for you. You can always leave, a question in the chat if you have questions further. Go over this with your therapist if you're linked with a mental health professional. And I hope that this holiday season, that this seasonal affective disorder season, that this winter blues season is easeful. I hope that is healing, and I hope that you find comfort in these scripts and leaning into those boundaries. So I will see you guys soon. Next week, we're not having the Wednesday well check because we have an in-house workshop that I'm going to be facilitating on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I will see you guys the Wednesday right before Thanksgiving, right? Because we want to make sure that we're tapping in. We want to make sure that we are giving something to ourselves before we go into spaces where we have to pour into other people or be dumped on. So I will talk to y'all soon. Have a good one.